Welcome back, friends, to the Manor Family Homestead. My name is Justin, and today we're working on building a shelter for our two soon-to-be sows. Our little gilt pigs are about to give birth for the first time, probably within the next week or two for the first one. So we've been working on trying to get a shelter built. I did not get a lot of filming done on the build process on this one, just because we're pushed for time and I had to get it done. So we've got the shelter built. We got it dried in the other day. Today we're going to be finishing up the drip edge and installing the shingles on the roof. That way it's totally done. Now we decided to go with just one large overhang shelter, stable, whatever you want to call it, instead of doing two individuals, because it's easier to just build one, even though it's bigger, and it's harder for the pigs to move it around. They love to rub and scratch and on everything, and the boar, as I'll show you here in a little bit, he has just about turned his on its edge, on its side, from rubbing on it and pushing around on it. It's very lightweight and it's easy to move around. So with this design here, we're hoping they won't be able to push it around. So let's get the rest of this drip edge on and get started on shingles. Okay, we want to line that up with the bottom. Make sure. So I'm going for functionality over beauty, especially since it's a pig pen. I do like to do things right, and a lot of times I will spend way too much time on something that makes no difference in the world. So today I'm going to try to just do this as more functionality. Reason I'm saying, so like on drip edge, I usually like to miter the corners and make sure everything's trimmed up nice. I'm going to miter the corner on this side so I can run my piece underneath. And when my face piece comes on, I'm not going to miter it. I'm just going to leave it flat just for the sake of time. And it's going to work the same. So I just need to cut this flush from the cut piece that I had in that way. So that's what it'll look like. It'll function fine. It's just not going to be as pretty as the, if you were doing it on a house or something. Hand me those shears over there, please. It is a very muggy day already. It's about 85 degrees, still early morning, and the humidity is about 600%. So you don't really have to do anything to be pouring sweat. Classic Florida, you know. I envy all of you folks that live up north sometimes. Not in the wintertime, but in the summertime. Because you'll have a day that's in the 90s. And then the next day it'll be like 70 degrees. We don't get that, unfortunately. All right, I'm going to put my cut edge underneath of that one. So let's move to the other side. All right, let's go ahead and get this edge piece on. Misfiring about every other one here. This is just an old El Cheapo Wen nailer. W-E-N is the brand. We bought this about 5 years ago when we were building our house. It was dirt cheap. It's like 70 or 80 bucks on Amazon, and had good reviews. Like, I'm gonna give it a try because I didn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a roofing nailer. And this roofing nailer has given me no problems at all. I've been very, very happy with it. All right, so push that in. Snug. old drip edge is a little bit dirty. I've had it sitting out here for quite some time, waiting to be used. All right, let me take it up. Let's bend it down a little bit. You got it in all the way, or it's got a little buckle going on here. So we decided to go ahead and clean this drip edge off and spray paint it real quick. Got some fast drying spray paint. We're gonna paint it black, satin black. I think this is satin. Yeah, and that way it blends in a little bit better. I don't want a bunch of white bulbs sticking out drip edge out here, so shoot it with some paint real quick. Chickens must be laying eggs. They're all fired up. All right, we're gonna get our starter shingles here. Let that stick over about 3/16. They're good. Move this back. Feel it even. All right, our nail pattern for the shingles themselves, we're gonna start with a full one on this end because we started with a full starter on the other end. So we're gonna start with a full shingle here, let it stick over 1/4 of an inch, both directions. And then we have 28s, 21s, 15s, and 8s. And that'll be our stagger pattern. Should only need like 2 sets. So the way we do these, bud, see this little edge here? We're gonna bring this shingle to that edge. And then we're gonna make sure, here, I got this one right, okay? We're gonna let them stick over 1/4 of an inch. Put one out here on the edge, okay? Next we'll do this one. Make sure it's sticking over about 1/4 of an inch. So the key is, see this tar line? You don't want any nails below that. It's okay if they're right there on it. I usually go just above it. But we want to bring that down. That tar is going to get hot and sticky and cause these to glue together. Now, see how we have this? The way we have our nails? There's no nails in the center of these. because you don't want a nail underneath the seam. It'd be no bueno. All right, let's go ahead and get some full shingles here. That'll be our next row of starters. It's okay. That one bumped up a little bit. Good. Another full one right up top. Still got our quarter reveal. Good. That's all there is to it. Well, it is done. It is definitely not perfect, but it will definitely work. My last strip up there, I unfortunately didn't have any tar, so I just used liquid nail. Hopefully that'll work. I've actually never used liquid nail on a shingle before, but if not, I will get some tar and glue it down, just because I don't want my nails exposed. So I know some people nail and put tar over the nail heads. I think it's just asking for trouble. I would prefer to nail and then glue my last one down over top, just so it's waterproof. We just have one more thing we need to do real quick, and that is add a couple of supports right here in the middle of this overhang. So once we added the shingles, you can really start to see it now. There's a little bit of a bow in the roof, and it's just because of all the weight that's on the roof. So it's just a 2x6 going across. So we're gonna just add another couple uprights right there in the center, and that'll take that bow out, and it'll also give me a place to add some fence boards in between, should I ever want to do that. All right, I'm gonna pick up on this, Christian. Scoot that over whenever I do, please. Be up against the... Ready? Okay, we're good. All right. Perfect.
I'll get the shovel and...
That did exactly what we needed it to do. Well, I am happy with how that turned out. That took the bow out of the middle. I might end up adding a little Y here in the middle, kind of like I did on these corners, just to help support that if they end up bumping it and moving it around, trying to use it as a scratching post, I'll probably add those just for extra support. But for now, it's done. This is what I was talking about earlier with Red. He has dug a hole down in there, trying to find cool ground, I guess. And yeah, that looks janky. I got to try to get it back up onto some flat ground and anchor it down in the ground somehow. Maybe with a couple T-posts, drive them in and then strap it to that. I don't know. He only uses it in the afternoon when the sun comes up high in the sky. And check out how he did his water dish already. He's doing the same thing. He found out he can find water and cool spot down under there. And if it wasn't for the screws holding that thing to the board fence, it'd be falling down in there. You don't seem to bother you none though, Red, does it? It don't bother you none, does it? No sirree. Well, let's go check on the chickens. They've been making an awful lot of noise this morning. Surely we got some eggs. Yeah, we got a few eggs. What you got, Mama? Oh wow, look at there. Yeah. You got some too? Yep, you got some too. What we got over here? You got some, Mama? Nope, not yet. How about you? Oh, Snippy. All right. I'll leave you girls alone. Well, we hear rumbling in the distance, so we're going to go ahead and try to get everything cleaned up and get a few more things done here on the farm. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.